Happy holidays, everyone. Welcome to our coverage of the NBA on 2K Sports. With Hall of Famers Grant Hill and Doris Burke, this is Brian Anderson. Joining us from the sidelines, Allie LaForce. This game against Toronto is the first time they've met this year.
Not exactly the biggest game on the season schedule, but both teams are capable of flashing serious potential.
We're seeing two teams that could be building more for the future, trying to instill a winning culture, and we'll see which team takes a step in that direction.
And it's Jackson on the take, and he lays it up and in.
The big man moves. Jackson Jr. with the nice conversion off the drive.
Grant, would you say the Raptors are in the process of starting over?
You know, I certainly don't think that's the wrong thing to call it, B.A. Coaching changes, some big trades. They're shuffling things around and trying to start building something new.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
I was able to talk with Memphis' head coach for a minute. We got to talking about Brandon Ingram, and I asked how coach thought they might limit him tonight. Coach told me, well, there's nothing we can do about his size and his length, so we're hoping just to frustrate him and keep him off balance by getting up in his business and contesting shots. Hopefully that plan pans out for them. Guys?
Good job there, Allie. Thanks. 5 on the clock. Here's Dick. They get it back. Hurdle. Oh, and Jackson with the defensive effort.
And that closeout certainly made a difference.
Well, no question. He altered that shot, and most of the time, that's just as good as blocking.
Adding to his game over time. When Jackson spots his open teammates like this, the offense runs much smoother.
Now here's Jackson. And that one's good. That makes him 2 for 3.
I love this approach. Getting him involved early, and it's already paying off.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
Here's Dick. Outside Ingram. Over Bain. And again, no good by Toronto.
Boy, the offensive flow just isn't there right now. 1 for 5 to start the game.
First personal foul. First team foul.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Inside. Can't hit that one. Hurdle with some nice D. Ingram on the wing. Pass to Pirtle. And here's Brunson. Picked by Pirtle. Three-pointer. And it's Jalen Brunson with a 3. Brunson's got his second bucket of the night.
It's about the work for Jalen Brunson. He's put in a ton of time to become a knockdown shooter.
Jackson on the wing. And foul on Josh Hart. That's his first foul. Now a timeout called by Memphis. Doris, how about the evolution of Jalen Brunson's career from role player to star player?
Yeah, he begins his career as a backup point guard to the great Luka Doncic. But when given an opportunity to thrive without Luka in the playoffs, he did just that. Then he gets his own team and takes his game to an MVP level. Incredible evolution.
Oh, Clark with the slam.
Yeah, impressive vision from Bain. Always looking to move it.
And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in this first quarter. Pass to Pirtle. Outside Hart. Back to Pirtle. Launches it. The rebound by Jackson.
Boy, he won't miss many from that spot. The defense gets lucky there.
Here's Huff. All alone. And the jumper falls for him.
Not exactly what coach wanted coming up the floor, but he'll take it.
Right side Ingram. Over Bain. Releases from the wing and drills it.
Nice touch from the mid-range. Ingram looking confident, rising up and shooting from there.
Outside Morant. The putback. Pirtle grabs a miss. Toronto trailing. Pass to Hart. Outside the arc. And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
That's just Josh Hart getting to his spot, being shot ready. Nicely done.
9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Huff, covered by Pirtle. Now here's Clark. Bearing his second of 3 attempts.
These defenders really need to man up, particularly in the lane.
Outside Brunson. Puts it up. And it's good. Off the back of the rim and in. Brunson's got 8. And the lead just keeps changing hands.
5 times already, and we still haven't gotten out of the first half.
Such a multi-talented threat on the offensive end, and you love his confidence.
And at the end of 1, a closely contested game so far. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out ahead in the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen from the Grizzlies, what do you think, guys?
Well, they've used the fast break well to score easy points and keep the defense unsettled.
And we know this. Every team in the league now seems to be looking to play with pace.
NBA scoring has been climbing over the past decades, Grant. Is the league too offensive at the moment, do you think?
Well, we know that people like scoring, the fans, players, everyone, but the league needs to make sure there aren't hamstringing defenders too much. So I think allowing some more physicality incentivizes the defender to defend, and now we have competition on both sides of the ball. Put your head down and go to work. That's what they need to do.
Boy, the tide is running one way and then shifts back in the other direction. I've lost count of how many lead changes we've had here tonight.
Pass to Walter. And the foul on Jaren Jackson. That's his first foul of the game.
First team.
Starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Here's Mobo. Jackson knocks it away.
I mean, if I was out there, I'd probably test anyone but Jackson Jr.
Here's Quickly. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Wells. Out to the right wing. The ball's knocked loose. Out to the right wing. Here's Abaji. Offensive rebound.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
Second quarter of action. About a minute and a half played. To the inside. Here's Mobo.
And how about the defense from Jackson Jr.? Doing just about whatever he can to make shooters uncomfortable.
After 3 straight playoff appearances, the Grizzlies sadly missed the postseason in 2024, Grant.
You know, really, by no fault of their own, B.A. Injuries ruined what fans were hoping would be a big year for them. You know, it just goes to show there's no safe bets in this league.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Grizzlies great Marc Gasol last season retiring from basketball. He embraced the city of Memphis. He said, quote, "I think a player has to feel that it's their city and they have to fight for it. You play with a different mindset when you do that. To me, winning was the most important thing."
And they did a lot of winning, Allie. Here's Pippen. No points yet. Driving in. Stolen by Quickly. And here comes the break. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Oh, that is an easy read for Mr. Quickly, simply finding the open man.
All right, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Toronto.
Well, we're in the era of the three-point basket. So if you want to win games in this league, you have to connect from deep, and they have been thus far.
And the other thing I love, how they're making the extra pass. They're not settling for the first shot. They're going from good to great.
That one's good for 2.
Flashing the in-between game. Nice. I mean, Jackson is more than capable of draining this when given the chance.
Quickly outside. Pass to Mobo. To the middle. Here's Robinson. Shot clock at 2. Walter from outside. Second chance effort. Quickly outside. There's a screen. The three is up. Pass to Abaji. Outside Robinson. The three ball. Memphis with a rebound. Minute 32 left in the first half. Right side Moran. Back to Jackson. Kicks it out to Jackson. This one for three. It's hauled in by Robinson.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Here's Abaji. And again, Toronto, no good. And here's Memphis. They've only allowed 5 points in the quarter. When this game is done, they'll be off to New Orleans as they take on the Pelicans. That kicks off a 5-game road trip for the club. Pass to Huff. And a great assist by Moran as that one goes. Huff's got 5 points.
And we've begun to see their three-point shooting slip a little this quarter.
Outside Dick. Picked by Pirtle. Dick with a miss. Grizzlies lead by 3. Here's Huff. And we've got 28 seconds left to play in the first half. And here's the fast break. To get back on track. And it's laid up and in by Pirtle.
Oh, you see Jakob Pirtle powering through the contact. Use that size, young sir.
Here's Moran. Oh, he cracks it down right on top of Jakob Pirtle.
Oh, putting on a show for the fans. Morant's skills making it look like a circus in here.
Intercepted. To the paint. Here's Huff. Hart pulls it in. And here's Ingram from the arc. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. Memphis ahead, up by 4. And we'll be right back after halftime to get the third quarter underway. Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. Here's Hart, and down it goes. Jam that one home.
Josh Hart hammering it down. That's a message right there.
And when it comes to the Grizzlies, they're a team that's hungry to take that next step, Greg.
Yeah, and they've got the core to do it. You got Morant, Bane, and Jackson. They're all all-star caliber players and still in their mid-20s. So they've got a lot of great chemistry and time to get it right.
After their title in 2019, the Raptors have struggled to stay among the league's elite stars.
Well, think about it, PA. The driver of that title success was Kawhi Leonard and Kyle Lowry. Both of those players are gone. Very hard to replace players of that caliber. Almost inevitable they were going to take a step back.
Morant with it. 5 points in the game. Puts up a deep 3. Oh, Ja Morant from deep.
And you often see defenses beg Morant to take that shot. Didn't work that time.
Brunson surveys. Takes a 3. That shot off.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Here's Wells. It's hauled in by the Raptors. They host the Hawks after this one. It'll be a quick stopover at home before they have to get back out on the road.
Well, as always, Jalen Brunson making the right play. This guy loves to set up his teammates.
Outside Morant. Jackson outside. That three's off the mark.
1 for 4 in the second half. Just trying to get into a rhythm.
Pass to Boucher. And here's Dick. That shot off the mark. Memphis leading by 4. Here's Jackson. Snatched away. Let's go with a 3. Dick gets the bucket. Dick's got himself on the board with a 3 there.
I'll tell you, Grady Dick can shoot for days. I mean, his confidence from beyond the arc is really incredible.
From deep, Morant. And it's Boucher with the rebound.
Not how they hoped to start this half. 1 for 5, brick after brick. Let's start building the building.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Jalen Brunson's craft sets him apart. He said, quote, "I've always played with my instincts and tried to see the game a couple plays ahead. As I've gotten older, that part of my game has gotten wiser and better, but I'm still learning." Ryan, that's a scary thought for the rest of the league.
He's already plenty dangerous, Allie. And he gets it to go.
Because of his ability to elevate and make adjustments in air, Morant has no trouble scoring inside.
And the ball out of play, the Grizzlies will have it. After a trade to New Orleans back in 2019, Brandon Ingram has become a primary scorer, Grant.
Yeah, he scored well over 20 points per game since leaving the Lakers. B.I. has the rare blend of length and shooting, and beyond scoring, Ingram's assist numbers are very impressive too.
And so it's Memphis with it. 3-point lead. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. And here's Hart. He has 7. The quick look, no good that time. 3-pointer. Huff, good. Huff's got 8.
Yeah, I love the unselfishness from Bane. Very willing to give the ball up.
Pass to Hart. Here's Abaji. Now here's Pirtle. 6 to shoot. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Clark outside. Up and in on the layup. Clark's gotten his 3rd basket of the night.
Soft interior D, and they've exploited it.
Right side, Brunson. Here's Pirtle. And the dunk by Pirtle.
I'm not sure which was better, Pirtle's screen or his finish, but either way, nice execution in the roll.
Here's Pippen. Still without a bucket. And the call will be against Brandon Ingram. That's his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. Second team foul. Raptor substitution. Number 2.
Gets stolen by Pirtle. Here's Brunson outside. The shot won't fall. Memphis leading by 6. Over to the wing. Here's Jackson. Doesn't go for him. Oh, good work defensively by Ingram. They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. And it's good for 2. Pirtle's gotten 4 this quarter.
Well, we know Pirtle very efficient down there. This guy has got great post moves and soft touch.
Here's Pippen. Going inside. Kicks it out to Bane. Offline with a 3. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Memphis ahead, up by 4. And we're coming back in. And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Here's Morant. Ja slithers his way in. And then Morant with the dunk.
Yeah, teams try to get physical with Morant, but he shows exceptional body control off the contact.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for Memphis.
They're picking all the low-hanging fruit. Defenses these days want to concede the mid-range, and they're happy to take it.
Also, I just love how hard they've taken the ball to the rack. They've made a point of attacking, and it's led to them getting buckets.
And it's Morant missing.
And you can tell right there, the defense is totally fine with him shooting that. That's not his game.
Stolen. And now the Grizzlies on the run. On up the court. Good work defensively by Dick.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
Wide open look. And there are the Raptors with another bucket.
Are you serious? I mean, he made the defender look silly right there. Just an epic move.
The drive by Morant. And he's going to the line for two. The official saw contact while he was going up. Grady Dick picks one up.
And Morant is tough to contain without fouling, especially when he's attacking the rim.
Toronto making a switch here. And one thing that Morant has always been elite at, finding a seam in a defense and getting to the rim, Grant.
Yeah, any crack allows him to get inside. And as good as anyone at splitting a double, which he sees a lot of, so once inside, he can finish with authority or kick it out to a shooter.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. Head coach of the Grizzlies had some words for his team over the break. Coach was blunt with his assessment. He said to throw out everything that happened until now. It is a brand new game, and it's only a few minutes. Leave it out on the floor. Back to you guys.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Allie. Morant. Here's Edie. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
Not just an aggressive scorer, Morant is also a fantastic distributor.
Outside Hart. Outside Brunson. Shot clock at 6. To take the lead. Yes, sir! Brunson for 3.
Well, the advantage they have right now is largely based on his play. What an outstanding night.
Pass to Bane. Back to Morant. Here's Edie. Now here's Morant. Covered by Ingram. Here's Edie. And a great assist by Morant as that one goes. Edie's gotten 4 this quarter. Oh, this one has turned into an absolute nail-biter.
Yeah, at this point, you almost expect it to come down to the last possession.
Morant with it. Picked up by Dick. Morant with the close-range bucket.
Can you say prime-time player Morant? He enjoys delivering for his team in these parts of the game.
And the dunk by Pirtle.
How about they look to Pirtle in a critical stretch, and he comes through. The pressure bringing out his best.
Now here's Morant. Kicks it out to Jackson. Connects from downtown. And the Grizzlies lead by 4.
It's clear Jackson Jr. embraces the spotlight. He's a solid scorer who makes important shots for this team.
Here's Ingram. No luck on that one. Ooh, excellent D there from Jackson. Here's Morant. And then Morant with the jam.
And tearing them to shreds tonight. You know, when a player as versatile as Morant starts going on, look out. What ferocity on the throwdown. I just love when he goes up with purpose.
Where was the D right there? The effort lacking big time.
Yeah, and give him credit for taking advantage in a close game. Those are the types of plays that can swing things in your direction.
You have to account for Jackson Jr. in the corner. I mean, he's an excellent three-point shooter.
Picked by Pirtle. Back to Brunson. Outside Hart. Down low. The 3. Deflected. Jackson outside. Morant surveying the floor. Back to Jackson. From behind the arc. Rebounded by Ingram. Here's Toronto with the ball. They trail by 7. Right side Morant. Comes up empty down low. And this one feels just about over.
Yeah, they'll play it out, but I think it just wasn't meant to be tonight.
Back to Dick. That one falls. And so the Grizzlies take the win. This one was in the balance right until the final seconds.
NBA, they showed their character when it mattered most, sending those fans home happy.
And that'll wrap it up, folks.